This is Matt, Center of www.motherearthprayers.org. I'm here today to talk to you about thought forms and how they attach to a place, which I call them, in that format, Geographic Samskaras. Now, each thought that we have is an unseen, powerful force. It creates what is called a thought form. It looks to go manifest into the world. Whatever our intention is, that's what it looks. If it is violence, if it's love, it goes, if it's a prayer for somebody. Not only does it go into the world, but it attaches to us, and it also attaches to the land and objects in close proximity. Now, Hindu Vedanta refers to each thought that we have as a vritti. Literally, vritti translated means whirlpool. And that's what thoughts at a particular place do. They have a circular motion. If I say to my rods, show me the thought forms right now, or you can see my rods are moving around in a circular fashion. That is indicative of the behavior of thought forms. They are in a particular location. Now, Hindu Vedanta also refers to each thought that we have as a samskara. And a samskara is like a groove on us, a groove on our body, a groove on our subtle body. And as we think that thought, it gets deeper and deeper. And not only does that thought get deep, that groove get deeper, that samskara get deeper, the thought form looks to manifest and think or have us do the same thing over and over again. It is like a weed that looks to reproduce and reproduce. Now, as that groove gets deeper, that samskara gets stronger and more powerful. And over time, it gets very powerful. And it stays with us for a very long time, because when we die, it stays on as our karma. Samskaras are the root of our karma. They are very, very powerful. Now, when they attach to a place, as I was talking about, I call them geographic samskaras. And they have this circular motion. Here you can see it's in a clockwise motion. Clockwise, my root are go moving. That means it's positive. If it's moving in a negative counterclockwise motion, it means it's a negative thought. Now, as the thought stays here in this geographic sense, this thought form stays in this location, the thought is looking to reproduce, to have us, entice us to think the same thing. So if we are thinking loving and good thoughts, then people that come in contact or walk through this area are beckoned for the same thing, to have love, to compassion, to find God. Conversely, if we are thinking negative things, or we are someplace, particularly someplace where violence has happened, where someone has been hurt, where someone has been killed, the geographics are horrific. They have a very strong negative pull, and that stays there, because you will look at your newspapers. Over the years, you'll begin to see that violent acts, that murders, that robberies all occur in the same area, or very often in the same areas, over and over again. It is that thought form reaching out, trying to touch you. That is why it's so important to always think good and loving thoughts. Also, what ends up happening as we have negative thoughts, what they tend to do is they block the flow of the life force. So if the life force, I say, which way is the earth prana going? It's going in that way. Now, if it's a negative geographic samskara here, instead of going in this direction, it will be fragmented. So the flow of prana, just as on Mother Earth's subtle body here, just as with our own subtle body, is now fragmented and broken. It is not going to where it should be going. As a consequence, some part of Mother Earth is being deprived of the life force, the plants, the trees, the earth itself, or other humans. So, and particularly humans, if you think about it, if it's a negative counterclockwise motion, it's breaking the flow of prana. If we are in that environment, we are deprived of that life force. And if you wonder why you don't feel well, why your health isn't, you might be in an environment, like much of the world is covered in these negative geographic samskaras that prevent the proper functioning of Mother Earth and the flow of prana, depriving you of that precious life force. Now, what happens over time, if that negative counterclockwise motion is fed and continues, well, it creates what Taoists call a negative energy vortex, which is the circular motion. So it's like this mini tornado that pulls all this energy in from around it. It sucks you dry. It deprives you of prana, just like lifting your subtle body, draining you of life force, making you weak, giving you a headache. I worked at some place that had one of their offices had several negative energy vortices in them, and lots of people had headaches, didn't feel well, and sick. Much of the world has these negative energy vortices, and they are not good for you. So always think good and loving thoughts, and we'll talk more later about how powerful that can be in healing and helping Mother Earth. That's it today, to understand how thought forms work and how we create negative geographic samskaras. Thank you so much. God bless. We hope to see you up in upstate New York at Mother Earth Soul. Have a good day.